Alright, hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm a shooter for O'Connell Archery. So we're looking at the Matthews Prima and then the Bowtech Eva. These are the two main bows that are really aimed for more petite people, specifically women. Both really, really great bows, so let's just go over them. So the Matthews Prima. The biggest thing about the Matthews Prima is that it has the biggest draw length range that you're going to get for smaller people. It starts at a 21.5-inch draw, and that's tiny because I am not a large person. I'm like 5'4.5", and I have a 25.5-inch draw. So this one goes up to 27.5, and you're really getting a bigger range for people that are a lot smaller. So it's going to allow them to pull a really, really high quality bow and get the power out of it that they need for hunting, versus being limited to a bow that is kind of more aimed at, say, like a 5 to 70-inch draw or 70-pound draw, and you're just getting all of that adjustability. You're going to get a lot more specifics out of this. It comes in 40, 50, and 60-pound limbs, so you've really got a wide variety of options for whatever you're pulling, and whatever you want to hunt as well. You're really going to be able to get the speed out of it. One of the cool things on the Prima specifically is they've really amped up their vibration dampening. So it's got 3D vibration dampening control on it that kills almost all the vibration that you would get. It's really, really great technology. And then so you're gonna have a smooth draw. It is a 30-inch axle to axle, so you're getting a really nice sized bow for hunting. It's going to be small enough that you can use it for like tree stand or blind hunting, but it's still a really, really good size. We've got a 5.5-inch brace height on it, so that's really going to be pulling your speed out of it. It in general is going to be pushing a lot of power. At a 30-inch draw, it's set to be coming in at about 346 feet per second because it maxes out at 27.5-inch draw. You're looking at 321 feet per second. Whereas if you move over to the Eva, you've got a little bit different. So you're still looking at that 30-inch axle to axle, same height. They both weigh about the same, 3.9 pounds bare. With the vibration dampeners and all of that, sitting at this one is sitting at about 4.1 pounds right now. This one is right at 3.9. This one, you've got a little bit less range on the draw for it. So you're looking at 23.5 inches to start, but it actually maxes out at 28.5. So you have that extra inch on the back side of it. 40, 50, and 60-pound limbs, same thing. You're looking at a 7-inch brace height on that. So the draw cycle is really, really, you've got that smooth draw cycle. You're gonna have a little bit more forgiveness on the accuracy side with that 7-inch brace height. A little bit less speed up front with it. But really great for hunting. You're still looking at the compactness that you would want as a female or as a smaller person, just trying to get the power out of it. If you consider somebody with a 25.5-inch draw like me, when you're looking at other flagship bows, a lot of them start at a 26-inch draw, so you're pretty limited. If you can find one that goes down to a 25-inch draw, you're not going to be pushing the speed and power out of it simply because you're at the very bottom range of that bow. It's going to make it really hard to get the effectiveness that you want out of it, whether it's going to be target or hunting. So taking these and really, really pulling them down and making them compact but still engaging that technology makes a huge difference for smaller people. You're more confident on that kill if you're hunting. You're going to be more confident on that target if you're competing for target. One thing with the Eva from Bowtech, you do have that deadlock technology. So they've carried through all of their flagship technology and made sure that this women's bow is not missing out on absolutely anything. You have got top-notch technology from the very beginning. And then when you're looking at the Eva for the Bowtech, you've got the flip discs on it with that new technology that a lot of the other main Bowtechs have. So you can start out in comfort, you can flip that flip disc and go up to performance. So it's going to pull you another 5 feet per second. Going to be a little bit more aggressive draw, but you're going to get that speed that you want out of it. The Matthews Prima, you can switch out those mods and you're going to get more speed and performance out of it. Going over to those performance and speed mods, you're going to get an extra 10 feet per second. So really you can kind of see they're both, you're pushing speed and accuracy out of both of them in just a much more compact form, extremely beneficial to women. So we're going to start with the Prima. We're looking at a 26-inch draw on it. I think we're sitting right about 47 pounds. It's got this really nice grip that really complements a smaller hand. It's really, really nice. I can fit my hand all the way around it, so it's really comfortable. You got a really good spot for your thumb to sit underneath, and you know you're locked in on it. Just a lot more comfortable for women in general, like first thing. Nice thing about that is there is like no vibration in that. If you really feel and you've got your hands loose, there is no vibration in it at all. Something got a really aggressive draw. You can kind of tell. You get to the back and you can feel the power of it. It locks in pretty well. It doesn't feel super jumpy. I have control over it the entire time. One thing I will say is if you go down a little bit in draw length, you're going to feel a little bit more of that power and that jumpiness. So make sure your draw length is really, really set and you're in a comfortable spot with it, because that's going to make all the difference. But absolutely fantastic. You settle back into that, and it's a smooth draw the whole way. There's not this like start out and you feel like you really got to climb. You know where you are in the draw the entire time. It's really, really even and comfortable. And I'm really impressed with that. Zero complaints. So then this one is the Eva Shocky Gen 2. We're looking at a 25.5-inch draw on this one, right at about 45 pounds. These are the 50-pound limbs, so it's now down to a really comfortable spot. It is on the comfort flip disc, so it's going to be a nice, smooth, even draw. You're not looking at the performance ones that are a little bit more aggressive. It's got a really, really nice grip to it. It's the same grip that all the other BowaTechs have, just feels a little bit more compact. My fingers go all the way around this one and actually feel like they double over. So I feel like it's really, really secure. Although if you have even slightly bigger hands than I do, you're going to kind of feel a pinch right here. It almost feels like it needs a wrap on it because my pinky wants to tuck into it. And that kind of is a little bit uncomfortable, I will say that. But good for small hands. Definitely a little bit more vibration at the front of that shot. You can feel it up here. This one has 2 vibration dampeners on it already, and you're still feeling the shock of the shot, really. I think with some more dampening and a stabilizer on there, it's not going to be very noticeable. But that is something that stands out a lot more with the Eva than on the Prima. There's a lot more vibration in that front end. I know they make like soft grips that you can put up front that would really eliminate any discomfort in your fingertips, but it's a really aggressive draw, to be honest. You can still feel the power in it. It's very comfortable, especially if you're used to a BowaTech draw cycle. It's like taking that same draw cycle that you're going to get on a BowaTech and making it more compact. So it's really aggressive at the front end, but then you get a really nice drop in on that back wall. You know exactly where you're at. It's really comfortable to hold your shot with this one. A little bit more comfortable at the back than the Prima is. But overall, especially coming from a bigger bow that's just not suited for somebody with smaller hands and a smaller draw cycle, still really, really impressive, fun to shoot, really nice to draw back. You're still going to feel all of the power that you would from any other Bowtech. All right, so we're going to shoot the Prima through the chrono just to kind of see what speed we're pushing. Again, 26-inch draw, 47, 48 pounds. So IBO on this one is like 346. That's at a 30-inch draw. So let's see what we've got at 25-inch draw with a 430 grain arrow.
217.
217 feet per second. It's pretty impressive. And then the BowaTech Eva Shockey Gen 2, same thing, 430 grain arrow, 25.5-inch draw, 45 pounds. So just a tiny bit different, but just to make it comfortable enough to shoot.
Oh,
204 feet per second. So that's both of those bows on the comfort setting. The Prima, I'm getting 13 feet per second more, just standard. And that's, again, 430 grain arrow with a relatively standard build. So however you want to set it up for hunting or target, you're going to get what you want out of it. But good difference in the shooting speed. All right, so after shooting both of them, definitely some really great differences to talk about. So for reference, I've been shooting the Bowtech Guardian, which is their military and first responder of the version of the Realm. So been shooting Bowtech for a little while. Shot the Prima, and first thing I noticed with the Prima is the grip. It's got this really nice texture on the back end of it. When you put your hand on it, you just feel like it's not sloppy. You're not in control, or you're in control of it. It's really, really comfortable, and it fits in a smaller hand really well. You got this really nice, like smooth, even draw cycle. You start out the draw and you feel the pull all the way back. It doesn't feel like you've got any peaks or valleys really. You just are pulling, and then you get to the back wall. You've got that 80% let off. Once you get to the back of that draw, it's really comfortable. You know you're at the back wall. You know that you've got time to really, really focus in on your target. It doesn't feel jumpy. It doesn't feel like you're out of control of it. It doesn't feel like it's gonna kind of pull away from you. One of the things that I did notice when I first held the bow out was just that it's got a little bit more top heaviness. You've got a little bit of a longer riser there at the top from where your grip is versus the Eva. So you've got this kind of natural pull forward. And at first that made me a little bit nervous just because it wasn't something I was used to. But once you get into the pull, you don't notice that anymore. It feels very even. Once you pull that trigger, one of the things that I really, really noticed with the Prima is just that there's zero vibration. I mean, it is so comfortable. And then you've got this very natural fall forward, like it follows through for you automatically. You don't have to work for that release or that follow through at all. And that's really, really nice. That's going to help with accuracy and consistency. It's really, really light. It's very comfortable in the hand to shoot. This one's only got the one vibration dampener up front, and it is just smooth. Not an aggressive draw cycle at all. That's something really important to me. I want to know when I get out on a target that I'm going to be able to pull back that bow every time consistently, no matter what. And the Prima really meets that need. When you go over to the Eva, one of the first things, you've got this really nice, it's the standard Bowtech grip. It's smooth, it's comfortable, your hands fit around it, but you got these holes right there in the front. It can kind of get a little bit uncomfortable if you put one of your fingers around it. You're very, very centered with the Eva when you get out, hold the bow out, and it just stays. It's not too heavy. I mean, 4 pounds on both of them, but it's very, very balanced. It's a really aggressive draw cycle. So you get to the front of it, and you kind of got pull a little bit, and then you're just climbing. But one of the best things about the Bowtech draw cycle that I noticed, you get into that back wall and you can really feel it. I mean, it feels like you just drop in. And then you've got the time to hold out, to make sure that you're, you've not got any target panic. You can make sure that your sights are on what you want, without feeling like you're holding a whole lot. Once you release that, the thing that stood out to me with the Eva is the amount of vibration in the front. You got 2 vibration dampeners on it already, and you can definitely feel that vibration in your fingertips when you release. Shouldn't be death gripping it, and so when you've got that loose fingertip grip, it really kind of shocks you. Obviously, you can do a lot of things to mitigate that. With both of them, you're looking at a pretty significant speed difference. The speed of the Prima, 217 feet per second at my draw length, which is not very long, versus the 200 that I was getting out of the Realm, and then the 204 that I was getting out of the Eva. There's some really good things about the Eva though. Best thing about it, like I said, once you're into the back of that draw, you're comfortable, you're not holding a whole lot, and you've got the time. After having shot both of them for a little while, personally, I'm really more comfortable with the Prima. I'm really impressed with the Matthews draw cycle on it. It's been really great to spend some time at O'Connell's and get to experience both of them. Obviously, not everybody is the same. My opinion on this bow is not what you should take into account. The biggest factors that you're going to want to take in are how it feels when you draw, how it feels once you get into that back wall, the vibration that you personally notice, because everybody's going to be a little bit different. Making sure that your draw length for each bow is set to what that bow needs for your body, because I'm pulling a 26-inch draw on this one, but a 25.5-inch draw on this one, and they both feel the same once I get back into that. If you're really wanting to shoot, O'Connell's will work with you to make sure that you get that draw length exactly what you want. Do your research, shoot both of them, spend some time with the guys here at O'Connell's that'll walk you through and get you really comfortable. I like the Prima. To me, it stands out far better than the Eva and better than any other bow that I've shot. And ultimately, I'm really looking forward to what that experience is going to bring me. I'm going to be pushing more speed, more power for hunting. But again, my opinion is not the be-all, end-all. Come down and experience for yourself, and really get a feel for what you enjoy.